Sony. Alright. You knew what you had to do to get me to watch this movie. And it's working. Morbius is the latest Sony spin-off film in the Spider-Man universe, lightly associated with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Yeah, not confusing at all. I can't wait till I have a future child. I'm not even going to be scared to give him the birds and the bees talk. It's the what is in the MCU and what isn't in the MCU talk that I'm more scared about. What I'm going to be doing here for you guys is running down the things you might have missed in the Morbius trailer. Connections to the MCU, why we had Spider-Man in the background, that huge reveal at the end, anything and everything with it. But I really need to hear your guys' thoughts on this. Did you like the trailer? If you did, leave a like on this video. If not, comment down below what ruined it for you in this trailer. Starting off, this trailer basically summarizes to you the origin of Michael Morbius, a Nobel Prize winning biochemist with a rare blood disorder. First appearing in The Amazing Spider-Man number 101 in 1971, Morbius is known as the living vampire due to the comic code of ethics. It was at this time in comic books you weren't allowed to have zombies or things from the dead coming back to life, hence a vampire. So Marvel found a way to sneak around and called him the living vampire. And apparently that worked. Just like what this trailer points out, with his blood disorder, this man, Michael Morbius, is looking for a cure, and he believes the key to it is in bat's blood. Wait. So Jared Leto went from being the Joker to technically Batman? So the trailer is being pretty faithful in that regard, but one of the biggest things that we have to talk about is this title card, the in association with Marvel. The big question a lot of you are asking then, so this is in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Yes and no. The best way I can describe to you these Sony spin-off films and how they're connected to the MCU is in the same way Marvel MCU treated the Daredevil, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones properties on Netflix. Those shows were technically in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but the movies never referenced the shows, but the shows always reference the movies. This is going to work the same way with the Sony Spider-Man spin-off films, in where these movies are going to reference the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but you will not see a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie reference Morbius, Venom, unless it's in its own solo Spider-Man movie. When the whole debacle of Spider-Man leaving the MCU and coming back, a new contract was made for 2 more Spider-Man movies. One solo Spider-Man movie to finish off the trilogy that we had with Homecoming and Far From Home, and then another Spider-Man movie where he will be teaming up with a hero in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That is yet to be unknown. However, this deal is in place so that Spider-Man can smoothly transition out of the MCU and into the Sonyverse. Which is why in the trailer we have this quick snippet shot of Jared Leto escaping jail, where we have in the background a picture of Spider-Man with the words murderer left on top of it. There's a lot in this photo, so let's start from the top. This photo right here is in reference to the ending of Far From Home, in where Mysterio framed Spider-Man, Tom Holland's Spider-Man, for his death. Also revealing to the public who Spider-Man is and making him the menace we know to be. Reports have already come out that J.K. Simmons, who has reprised his role as J. Jonah Jameson, is going to be making cameo appearances in this Morbius movie, where he'll be talking about Spider-Man, him going missing, him being this murderer, and also here talking about this bat fella who's running around Morbius. The other important thing to note about this, which a lot of people are complaining about, they used a screenshot from Spider-Man PS4. I know that is the Sam Raimi suit, but that is the skin put on from the Spider-Man PS4. This could have easily have been a weird choice by Sony, the studio, to do, but a deeper meaning behind it is I believe Sony is not allowed to use the MCU Spider-Man suits because of their connection to Tony Stark. Don't forget, all the big teched out suits by Spider-Man in those movies are made through Stark Technologies. Because of this reason, it could make it an iffy situation for Sony to use them, and they have yet to pick their Spider-Man suit for when Tom Holland goes back to Sony. They could be hinting at us that Spider-Man will be donning a Sam Raimi suit again, just like they gave Andrew Garfield in his second Spider-Man movie. Hey, I wouldn't complain. That suit to me is timeless, and to see Tom Holland wear a version of that, sign me up. But this is in no way meaning that this is taking place in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man universe with Tobey Maguire coming back. As much as we would love that, that's not the case. But with that said, we have the huge revelation at the end of this trailer that Jared Leto's Morbius is going to come in contact with Vulture, played by Michael Keaton. Or as he's known as Adrian Toomes. This would make a lot of sense since in this trailer we do see Jared Leto in a jumpsuit from prison, and there will most likely be a section in this movie then when Morbius comes in contact with the Vulture, possibly even the Scorpion, who was teased off at the end of Homecoming. This is to further connect the Sony Spider-Man universe together and bring these characters and possibly be setting up Sony's version of the Sinister Six. Because we have the Vulture, we have Morbius now, we have Venom, we have Scorpion. I doubt Mysterio's still out there, but you never know. We only have one person left, and I bet you it's going to be the big villain in the third Spider-Man movie. It looks here like they're familiar with each other, and they're going to become very friendly. Heck, Adrian Toomes could have sold him some tech from his days being a bandit. Those are really the biggest takeaways from this trailer. Other than that, I get real Venom vibes from this movie. I mean, we even have scenes in a lab where you're going crazy, just like in the first Venom trailer, and the anti-hero element that they're adding to Morbius, who did become that in the comics when he finally turns into Morbius, as we get to see in the trailer. I'm loving how they let him keep the mustache. His thirst for blood is so powerful, he has to feast on somebody, so he decides to do it on criminals. It's just blowing my mind so epically how much Sony is investing into this universe and how I'm being tricked into seeing this movie because of their association with Spider-Man. I really need to hear your guys' thoughts down below on what you thought of this Morbius trailer. If there are things you might have caught that I missed. I was really only looking at those big things. Everything else, I'm not that interested. Morbius is an alright of a character to me, but I'm kind of more excited for Venom 2 and the possibility of Carnage. Anything and everything, you guys leave your thoughts down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at 3CFilmReview. As always, I'm Chris. Take care.